Everyone, Soundwave84 with another Transformers Studio Series review. This is the Studio Series 86 line. This would be Hot Rod. He is a Voyager class figure from the Studio Series line. Of course, he's a Voyager class scale and price point. The actual figure is deluxe class size. And you see the box art here. Him trying to open the Matrix to light their darkest hour. Turn aside, close up on his face. In the back, you get 29 steps. He's a little more complicated than Scourge was. He comes in the depths of Unicron. That's when he's going to open that Matrix and destroy Unicron. Big screen inspired, of course. Hot Rod lights the darkest hour. So you can see the backdrop you're going to get is inside Unicron. This is where he's going to open the Matrix and light the darkest hour. So Hot Rod just goes right there to open the Matrix and become Rodimus Prime. Alright, so here is the figure of Hot Rod from the Studio Series. Let's take a quick look at his accessories. You get two rifles or pistols, sort of molded after the G1 weapon, which you can see here on this Hot Rod. So we got that coming. These are actually molded in red plastic and then painted silver. And yes, of course, they do support blast effects. Other thing you get is these little effects, which you can tab. They have like a dual, two different peg holes, which you can then apply to his piping here. So he's shooting out flames, or that's his blast effect for that. And you get two of those. You also get his saw blade. You see it's got a little peg hole here. And what you can do here is his back part of his form here, and you have to use his left arm. Opens up, and you just rotate the hand around, close this back up. You can see now you have a peg, and you just put the saw blade on to that. And yes, it does spin. It's not freely. You can't just hit it and it'll spin. Mine, you have to actually move it. And maybe the more you play with it, maybe the more spinny it will get. Now you have the same kind of gimmick going on the other arm. It is for the little tool he used to repair cups. You just can't open that up, flip this around. And now the Masterpiece one came with these little accessories as well. And now he can help repair a cup with that. So that's cool. This one's integrated, and it's really small. That way you don't lose it. So that is a smart idea. This one is a tab on. It's a big saw blade. It's cool. You can use it to fight and chop up Decepticons. So nice little gimmicks. Another gimmick that they have inside here. It's just like the Masterpiece you got. You open the top of the head, and you can see he's got the visor back there. Now it's hard because it's really small to get my hand in there. What I've used so far is this little blast effect. I just try to stick it in there enough to raise that up, and then I can get it with my fingers, or I can try to. There you go. And just fold it down over his eyes, and you just close his head back up, and he's got his visor, so when he's shooting at the shuttle, and right after he notices there's Decepticons in there, that's how he sees it, by his visor that gives him sort of like a magnification on his eyesight. So that's cool. So he's got a lot of gimmicks. Two things are integrated into the figure, and the other one has a port that you turn around and you can put this on. You still have more accessories with this guy. Again, you got a Matrix of Leadership that he can grasp and hold, and it comes with a little effect that you can take off. I've just put this on, and it just goes right on around the Matrix, and then that's for him to open the Matrix of Leadership. It can go either side of the Matrix, and his hands do open. Oh, can't see any hands, so let's take these things right off, and then we'll show off his hand here. So we'll just open up the back piece here, flip his hand back around, close this back. You see where there's a peg here, and this goes right in the hole. And his hands are like the Earthrise Optimus Prime. You can open these up so he can grip stuff, and mainly for gripping the Matrix of Leadership. So we'll go ahead and open this one too here, and we'll flip this hand around, and we'll close it back up. Very, very cool. I really like this. I would say, just looking at this and the way they integrated stuff, it is better than the Masterpiece Hot Rod we got in the later run. Definitely better than the first one, which was trying to do too much too soon, I would say. The other one, the backpack on this one is very thin. It is just this one piece that goes to the back part here of the vehicle mode. The masterpiece one has a whole bunch of stuff just folding up back here. So he's got a very thin backpack. He is very slim, very trim, very streamlined. Now the one thing the masterpiece had was like butterfly joints here, which you kind of got here as well. It just kind of knocks stuff out, but you can kind of move that way. So these guys got plenty of articulation, so you can get some nice poses out of this guy. So we'll go ahead and pull this visor back up, and we'll look at some more details here on Hot Rod. So you just fold it back in, and you just close it right back up. So more details. This is actually a fake chest. They fake a lot of stuff now, kind of like Masterpiece did. The other chest is actually behind it. So this is just for the robot mode. So that way they can get a nice, slender, and more sleek chest, a more accurate chest for robot mode. And that way they can get one more accurate for the vehicle mode. That way they're not trying to do too much and it looks awkward. And you see some of the details going through here. Yellow plastic here kind of bugs me. You'll see more of that in vehicle mode. I guess you can see it. I can't see here, but in vehicle mode, that's one thing that really bugs me. Down his legs is more cartoon deco to match the '86 Transformers movie, which is perfect. Turn around, you see where the back parts of the car just fold into the back. He's very slim. I really like it. The only part about the robot mode that really kind of bugs me is just this right here. I kind of can't see him very well at certain angles. Kind of wish this was a little bit taller, but there's a reason for that because there's more stuff that comes out to fill in this in vehicle mode. The orange bits here are painted. Paint right here as well. Nice head sculpt going on this hot rod. Probably one of the best I've seen so far. So overall, everything is very, very nice. All the joints on this figure are tight. They're not overly tight. They're good enough to where they can hold poses. The only thing that's probably overly tight is his right arm here and his shoulder. It's really hard to move that. So that's probably my biggest complaint on this figure. Articulation on this hot rod, you got angle tilts to there, knee bends to there, upper thigh swivels way up here. You can kick far out because this piece here moves with the entire leg, which is very smart. And back to there. You got a 360 waist swivel. Bicep swivels are actually at the elbow, so more like an elbow swivel. Elbow bends to there. Wrist swivels, and of course the fist opens up. Head, you have an up, a down, so he's got good movement in his head up and down. You can not 360 hits the yellow, but you get a good side to side. Oh yeah, shoulders, you got all the way up to there. See, the shoulder joints are just a little weird. They're like really tight, also moving them around. You're going to hit his spoiler in the back. But you can get some really nice poses and articulation out of this hot rod. Just looks perfect standing there. Comparison with the '86 animation model. A comparison with the G1 toy. Now this is a reissue that came at Toys R Us years ago in the commemorative series. Yes, I noticed he's not all stickered up. I kind of like it not all stickered up. I was trying to go for more of the animated look with that. Next to Power the Prime's hot rod. Now this is the one you can build and make a big tall Rodimus Prime, and I actually really like this hot rod. I like the head sculpt, the look of him. It looked really good. He really suffered in the articulation front, and the vehicle mode was kind of iffy. Next to reveal the Shield hot rod, which is based off the old Classics mold, which I think is one of the better integrations of everything. Nothing is faked on this guy, and it was a nice update to hot rod. Next to Takara Transformer Legends Cup. Now this is the cup I've been using as my G1 cup, and I think this scale fits. I know there's a Studio Series cup coming out. In pictures it looks awkward, and I'm not really a big fan of it. I think this one looks really good. I'll still get the other cup, and I'll see which one is better in hand, and then see what I want to do then. But right now, this is them two together. Next to Earthrise RC. Next to Siege Ultra Magnus. Don't look too bad. Next to Siege Springer. And next to Takara Transformer Legends Blur, which so far is my stand-in for a G1 type Blur in this line. I know we're getting a Studio Series Blur as well. He looks pretty good. The head sculpt on the pictures looks awkward, but it looks to be G1 accurate. Alright, so for the guns on this guy, I actually showed him holding the guns. You just stick them in his hands. You don't have to open them. There's no paint here to worry about scratching like you had to on Earthrise Prime, because his hands are actually painted blue. Hot Rod's hands are just straight up, you know, like a grayish plastic there. So he can dual wield, just like G1 Hot Rod. I guess one more skill I didn't show is next to Earthrise Optimus Prime. I guess we need to show him to the guy who helps get killed. I guess who he helps get killed or who he kills. But yeah, we Hot Rod killed Prime. Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's transform Hot Rod into his vehicle mode. First thing to do is turn around to the back. This is tabs in back here, so we just grab that. You see his little tab here, went right there. Take this and bring this down. Then you just want to spin it around that swivel. And then you just bring it down. Now you come back here to grab the rest of his back. This is all going to untab from here. So we bring this all back like this. You just want to turn his head 180 and then just fold it inside. I got to bring this a little further down. There we go. Those heads folded in. And then back here on this back part, use this yellow piece here. Pull this up from the back like this. See, his arms are attached to it. Bring it all the way up. Then bring this piece open like this. Then you kind of move his arms out of the way a little bit. Now you want to see this little swivel here. You want to swivel this around. Like that. His arms just kind of got in the way. Now come down here to his legs. You want to kind of kick them out to the sides. Then you want to pull this piece out right here. So it opens up right there. And then there's another part of the vehicle mode inside here. So we want to pull that piece out as well. It just comes out and around. You can see these little lines just going to tap that together. That together, come back here to his foot. Fold his foot in. And you're going to fold his leg up and around like this. Then you're going to take this, fold it around. Any tabs are just going to tab in like that. So same on this side. Open it up, pull the inner piece out, little tab. Then you want to fold his foot in, fold his leg up like this. Then you can bring his car around and tab it together like that. Then you just want to bring his legs down. And you're going to 180 these at the waist here, like that. And this part here is going to come down. You can see these little notches or little slots right here in the side. There's notches here. They're going to tap into that right there. So you bring this down. I'll piece that tab all the way on this side here. There we go. Now you want to bring this down flat, and we just want to tab it in. There's also these little tabs back here, which will catch down here as well. So we want to bring that all down, and that will all line up to that. There we go. Line them all up, tabbed in. Now come to this part here. You want to take this right here. You're going to open this up, spin that around. You see how this little peg right here is kind of caught in there. You spin this around to his hands. So open this up, spin it around to his hands, and then you're going to bring his arms around. You see there's a tab here. It's going to go into here. These little pipes are going to tab into that. And there's a slot here and a tab here. So you're going to tab that into there. Then you're going to bring this pipes together, tab them in like that, and then close this down and over the hand area like that. Do the same on the other side. Just bring this down and around, tap it in. You gotta turn the pipes the right way, close that in, tab it all together like that. Now right here, these lower pieces are going to come out like this, and they're going to now tap into the little part here to kind of become the new front end of the car. like that. Then you take this right here, and there's a little slot here. Tab on this little silver part. You just want to fold that in, tab it in, and you're done transferring Hot Rod into his vehicle mode. Vehicle mode is very nice, very sleek. The first picture that I saw that, I wasn't really too big on the vehicle mode. I thought it looked kind of weird. And in hand, in person, it actually looks better in hand. You got some painted hubcaps here. Not back here though, but those are mostly hidden by the exhaust pipes anyway. You got the little front here. The biggest problem would be this yellow right here, and that's because the core inside here for the transmission is yellow, and they just use that plastic there. That's probably the biggest problem I would say with this figure. The ugliest thing is just that, and the kind of gappiness right here to fake the front of the car. Rolls fairly well. You can go zoom in, and you can take these blue flame exhausts. You can then now tab them onto the backs here. And that way, it just makes it look like he is going really fast with some exhaust shooting out. Also, the weapons like this can actually form a thing on top. See these little slots? You can do it here on the engine or back here as well. What you do is just these little side little wings on the guns. You just stick it in. Do the other one. That. Then you take the saw blade. And you see the two little slots. You know how these make these little things here. Then you will just tab that. It's something I'm never going to use, but you can do it here or up front. And it's just a way to store the weapons in vehicle mode. And honestly, it doesn't get them all. You still have the Matrix floating around and this other blast effect. But it's still a way to keep them on the car to have kind of battle or attack mode. Not bad. We'll do some comparisons here with Hot Rod, with other Hot Rods and some other Transformers as well. Next to the Masterpiece Hot Rod, again, I don't remember the number, but the newer, not the one that had the like Acom paint job, but the first one. This one I think has the better vehicle mode. I think this one has the better robot mode. Of course, the Masterpiece is going to be bigger. That's why I didn't really compare them robot modes. But yeah, this one rolls better. But I think overall looks, I think Masterpiece wins out in vehicle mode. But still, this Hot Rod is awesome. Next to reveal the shield or the Classics Hot Rod. Classic Hot Rod is longer and taller. Next to Power of the Primes Hot Rod, same thing going on. He is longer and he's also a lot bigger. Next to G1 Hot Rod, which is more his size. I still think G1 Hot Rod has the best overall vehicle mode. Next to Titans Returns Cup, which is a little bit bigger than Hot Rod. He's a lot taller, but he's supposed to be like some kind of Cybertronian pickup truck anyway, so I think it kind of fits. Next to Earthrise Prowl. Now Hot Rod is actually wider than Prowl. Automatic Lifeline. This would be the same kind of alt mode as RC, so you can kind of get a feel for how RC would be in alt mode in comparison to Hot Rod. It's a Transformer Legends Blur in vehicle mode, so you can get a feeling of how they look together. If you don't want to get the Studio Series Blur, it's not bad. Looks pretty good. Alright, so final thoughts on Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. Excellent figure. Now, people are going to probably complain that it's a deluxe figure and a Voyager price point, but the gimmicks that's incorporated in the figure, the accessories it comes with, and just the overall look, especially the robot mode, is nailed down perfectly. I say it is well worth the $30 you'll drop on this guy. He is a mini masterpiece to say the least. Robot mode especially. Now the vehicle mode is a little disappointing. It's not as good, I would say, as the Masterpiece in looks, but it is still probably the best Hot Rod we've gotten today in vehicle mode, sans the original G1 toy. I definitely recommend this guy. If you can find him, pick him up. Find him online, pick him up. Now, don't pay exuberant prices for him, though. Just pay retail, maybe a few bucks more if you want him that bad. He is a good figure and one I'm happy to have in my collection. Until the next one, peace out.